Yo, what's up everybody? Hope y'all doing well. I'm back with an update on my fish room. We're gonna talk about all the tanks in here, what fish I got, and the future of the fish room and what I'm gonna be doing. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around and talk about the first tank. All right, so first up is my 40-gallon breeder. I actually have a male bedded down here, but his lights aren't on, so we'll talk about that next time. But anyhow, we got a 40-gallon breeder right here. I have a Fluval Aqua Clear 70 on it, but that is actually turned off. I actually need to take that off. But we got an air bubbler on here. And then over here, we have a canister filter right down there with a built-in UV light. And then for the stock, actually for the lights, these are the Gobi, I believe is how you say them. White LED light strip for the lights. It does pretty well, keeps the plants going and everything, growing I should say. I forget what kind of moss this is. I've been babying this moss. I've been trying to get it to grow a lot more. Forget the name of it, I'll have to look it up. But I just got a type of Val plant in here. This is going to be my propagated area where I'm going to let them grow in here, get clipping from them to put in the other tanks. But in here, all we got is my keyhole cichlid pair. There's the male, actually, yeah, that's the male right there. And then the female is up right here playing in the bubbles. I've been trying to get them to spawn for the longest time. I mean, I've had them spawn, but I haven't got no fry from them. Only because every time they spawn, I had other fish in the tank, so either they'll eat the eggs out of defending them, or what should we call it? Or the other fish will actually eat the eggs. So dedicating this tank to them in hopes where I can finally get them to spawn and get some actual fry from them. I actually really love these fish, but I'm gonna give them 2 more chances to get a fry. If not, they're gonna have to leave the fish room, unfortunately. But they got this tank to themselves. And if I do end up getting rid of them, what I'll do is I'll put guppies in here to breed for feeders to feed, let's talk about the other tank, to feed these guys. So this is a 180 gallon, what do you call it? All-in-one, so that'd be AIL, I believe it is. But this is all-in-one. Got the something built in the back. I got Fluval Bio Shadow, I think it's called, in this one. And then we got the Seachem, I forget their biomedia. And then I just use polyfill as a water, what do you call it? Water clarifier, polisher, water polisher. But anyhow, we got anubis plants in here. We got Val, we got hair grass in here. I just used play sand from Home Depot, mixed it with grayish gravel and a little bit bigger, what do you call it, river rock. And then we have a Higer wave maker in here. Same thing with the lighting. We got the Gobi light strips. And in here, we got the prized 12 wild caught peacock bass azules. These are my babies, man. We'll talk about the future here pretty soon. But anyhow, that is the 180 gallon all-in-one. Not too shabby. And then, this is my prized possession. If you guys have been watching my videos, I know it's been a while since I made a video, you guys will recognize this tank. This one's gone through some changes. But anyhow, if you're new and you don't recognize this tank, this is my 225 gallon fish tank. It is 6 feet long, 2 feet wide, 30 inches tall, dual overflow with a big old sump down here. Believe it or not, all I use is filter socks and biomedia and a return pump. Still don't know what to add right here because I need something that's not gonna get clogged too quickly with debris where I gotta keep replacing it. So if you guys know anything that I can put right here that doesn't clog easy, where I constantly have to keep changing it, drop it down in the comments so I can try it out and see how I like it. But anyhow, I went to my local lake. We got some big rocks down here. And then this is actually part of a Christmas tree that was stuck in the water, the local lake, for a long time. Pressure washed it. It's been doing fine in here. Our big old prize pleco down here. We got some live plants, believe it or not, live plants with peacock bass. And I just used a little bit bigger river stone for the substrate in here. Hey, you guys didn't eat all your food. I got to get that out. But anyhow, we got the 3 Broca Pondos right here. These 3 I'm actually trying to sell right now. I'm trying to sell them as a group. So if you're in the Bay Area, California, and you wanted a steal for these 3, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram, Cicla Guru, and let me know you're interested in these 3. I'm actually trying to make room for these azules to go in here once they're a little bit bigger. But anyhow, that is my other azul right here. I actually got this from a good friend of mine. He didn't want to sell it, but he knows what I'm up to. And so he was like, all right. So he made that happen for me. Gorgeous fish. It's actually a male. Yeah, what up, buddy? What's up, buddy? All hungry. That's why they're all up right here. But man, look at that Broco. That's my favorite Broco right there. Out of the 3. You guys are gonna get some stunning Broca Pondos. Stunning. And furthermore, let's go ahead and last but not least, oh yeah, one more thing. Also the Govee light strips up there. I'm not sponsored by them, but I use the Govee white LED strips on all my tanks. They're bright enough to get everything, you know, the plants still grow underneath them. You still get the coloration of the fish. You get the brightness, but you don't get no algae growth or anything like that. Top of the tanks don't get hot, and that's one plus. But anyhow, this is my 180 gallon idling tank. I forget the name of this style, but the overflows in the center, like if you look from the front, it's dead center in the back. I think it's called a peninsula tank. I could be wrong, but anyhow, oop, one second, my crock came off. But anyhow, we got a sump down here. This was a dual return, but I actually closed this one off for right now. I actually need to get a more powerful of a pump on this tank. It's running on a Band-Aid right now because I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this tank long term or not. You guys will know shortly what my plans are, and you guys will understand. Same thing, Govee light strips right there. And what's cool about this is if you stand here, you can see through it to the other side of that tank. And then when you come over here, you walk around it, you get to see that side of the tank. So anyhow, we got some more valve plants in here. Another piece of a Christmas tree that I got from the local lake. Got that from a local lake, that rock. We do have a breeding pair of bristlenose plecos in here. That's why that's in here. I believe this rock is from a local lake. I don't remember about these 2, but I'm pretty sure both of those are from a local lake as well. We got some pearl weed in here that's growing super slow, but I'm leaving it. It's doing fine. And then obviously we got the Seacam substrate. I forget the name of it, but got that in here. It's for the stock. So I bought that bass, and that one right there as Panemas. I'm not 100% sold that they are Panemas, but I try to sell them. Nobody wanted them, so I'm gonna grow them out and see if they're actually Panemas. As this one's starting to color up and everything and the head shape's starting to form, I'm starting to think they're Panemas. They could also be a hybrid. Not 100% sure, but we'll see. We also got this Areno. So I ordered this Areno, that Areno, and this fish from Predatory Fins. So I ordered all 3 of these as Arenos, but obviously that one's not an Areno. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll continue to grow it out and see what it turns into. But like I said, that's an Areno and that's an Areno. And then up here is the Rocket Gar. Got that from a friend that wanted it to go to a good home long term. And so once these fish are too big, I'll definitely move him into something else to where he's not gonna get eaten or picked on. And then down there, we got my rescue Peacock Bass Azul from my local fish store. Previous owner brought him in, top fin was shredded. It's actually blind in the other eye. We named her Frankenstein. She usually turns around when I come up to the tank. So if I see her turn around, I'll show the tank to her or show her, point the camera at her. That's another Areno right there. That's my prized possession Areno. I love that Areno right there. And then I was hoping to find, oh yeah, there's the female bristlenose pleco. The male, he is albino, and he should be right here. Yep, there he is. Oh yeah, Frankenstein, blinded one eye. Look at that. So cool. She's actually gonna go in the tank alone. That way she can thrive. There's the male albino right there. But yeah, that's it for the fish room. That's the updates. But now let's talk about the future of the fish room. What are my plans, right? So I mentioned I'm selling these 3 Broca Pondo right here. So if you live in the Bay Area, California, or if you're in California willing to make the drive, I'll give you guys the cheapest discount possible on these 3 because I do need them gone to make room for these guys once they're bigger. So my plan is this. We're gonna get as many pairs out of these azules and we're gonna breed them. This male we're definitely gonna keep. So that will be a future breeder. Gonna find a female for him out of this group and then see what pairs we can get out of here. Now, that's where I was talking about, I'm not sure what to do with this tank because I breed bass in tank sizes that a lot of people are not gonna agree with, but I'm only wanting to breed them. I'm not wanting to grow them to their full potential size, but I breed them in 120, 125 gallon tanks, 4 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall. I've bred bass in those tanks before. I have experience doing that, and it's perfectly fine and healthy for these fish. With proper feeding, proper water changes, proper care, they'll thrive. Now, certain species of bass, I don't recommend it, but a lot of these species of bass, you can actually get away with doing that. But anyhow, in order to get these 120s in here, I would have to move this tank. Now, the way that this is set up, you can see around it, I would have to push it against the wall if I wanted it. I don't want to do that. So we might end up getting rid of this tank. Now, besides breeding the azules, if out of the 3 Arinos that I have, if I can get a male and female, well, a pair out of those, I'll breed Arinos as well. If these ones turn out as Panimas, I'm pretty sure that one, is it that? No, that one. I'm pretty sure that one's a female. I could be wrong. And one of these, I believe, is a male. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll end up breeding those as well. So obviously we're gonna need a lot of 120 gallon tanks to make this happen, depending on how many pairs we can get out of azules, because who knows, out of 12 azules, we may only end up with 2 pairs, right? 2, 3 pairs. Who knows, maybe just 1. But anyhow, that's just a quick update on the fish room, what my future plans are, what the tanks are, what the fish are. So don't be surprised if you start seeing tanks disappear, fish being separated, getting ready. But yeah, so I just want to give you guys a quick update, quick rundown. And once again, let me know what I could put right here as far as like, I guess a water polisher or like a debris catcher or whatever you want to call it after the filter socks to go in that chamber right there. That doesn't clog up easy because I put polyfill down there one time and it just clogged the whole thing and the water just started pouring over. Yeah, it was a disaster. It clogged up too much. But anyhow, stay tuned for future videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll put it right here somewhere in the video, and also on TikTok under the same name. I'll put them both right here so you guys can see. And I post more on those than I do on YouTube, which is, I got to get my butt in gear and start posting on here more. But anyhow, look at those. They want to say, see y'all later.